Moving it now. Meeting of the Marion County School Board is called to order. Mirroring and modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me. Thank you. I'll now read the board commitment statement. We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individually responsible. To work well together, we must demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first. We will leave a legacy of success. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I am requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Later in the meeting, up to 30 minutes will be provided for individuals to address the board on matters concerning the operation of the Marion County school system or the school board only. Presentations to the board are limited to 5 minutes and are televised. If you wish to address the board regarding a regular agenda item or matters on which the board customarily takes action, you will first complete a peach form located in the lobby. If you wish to address the board regarding a public hearing or a student discipline matter, please complete a lime green form. These forms must be fully completed and received to the board clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. The procedures applicable for each are on a separate sheet. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Would you please call roll?
Good evening. Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2.
Here.
Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4. Dr. Sarah James, District 5. Dr. Danielle Brewer, Interim Superintendent.
Here.
Mr. Jeremy Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Dr. Brewer, good evening. Will you share our inspiration and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us this evening?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. We'll have Mr. Donnie Tucker come to the podium to introduce a special student athlete to this evening.
Good evening, Chair Conrad, Dr. Campbell, Mr. Cummings, Attorney Powers, Ms. Martinez-Lopez. It's a pleasure for us to be here tonight. The first student that I'm going to call up that's going to lead us in the inspiration and pledge, I'm going to talk about her a little bit later. So without further ado, Ms. Campbell Stever from Vanguard High School.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
My name is Campbell Stever. I'm a newly, I guess you could say I just graduated Vanguard, so I'm a Vanguard alumni now. I went to Vanguard for all 4 years, and I swam competitively outside of Vanguard and also like as a club swimmer for the Fast Falcons for the 4 years of my high school career. And my senior year, I finished it off with 2-time state champion in the 500-yard freestyle and the 200-yard freestyle. And I've been swimming for 15 years now, since I was 3 years old. So I guess you could say all the hard work has paid off. And I'm continuing my swimming career for the next 4 years at Fordham University in New York City. And that's where I'll be swimming. So if everyone may stand for the Pledge of Allegiance now, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will you stay right there for a second? Mr. Tucker, do you have more introductions?
Well, I've got a whole nother.
Do you want to go through each one and then do pictures at the end?
Or do recognitions, because she's part of it.
Okay.
She's a
All
part
right,
of the
we'll
same
come down when we're finished.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Tucker.
So, Mr. Tucker, you can continue now and share your recognitions.
Perfect. All right, good evening again. This is the time of the year where it's a pleasure to stand up here and speak about some of our fine student athletes that we have. The first one I'm going to be speaking about, you just heard from, this is Campbell Stever. Campbell recently graduated from Vanguard High School. She got a 4.39 grade point average. She participated in the IB program at Vanguard, swam all 4 years, Campbell had an excellent senior year in the pool. She had 2 state championships, one in the 200 and one in the 500 freestyle. At the FHSAA Swimming and Diving Championship, which is held right here in Marion County out at the FAST facility. Upon graduation in the fall, Campbell is going to attend Fordham University in New York City on a swim scholarship. So, Ms. Campbell-Stever. Next, we're going to talk about some academic team champions. So the FHSAA they recognize academic team champions every year from all sports teams in all classifications for all seasons, right? And so they base it on the basketball classifications that a school might currently be in. This year, Marion County was fortunate enough to have 2 different teams that won their classification for academic team champions. The first one I'd like to recognize is the girls cross country team from Vanguard High School. They won their academic team championship with a combined grade point average of 3.937. And just to kind of put this into perspective a little bit, the boys team from Vanguard finished second. And they had a 3.846 grade point average. So you can see that it's real competitive across the state. It's tough to win these things. The school will get a big plaque that they can display in the entryway to the school. Vanguard's won several of these in the past couple years. So it's a really big deal, and it's great that they're bringing this stuff back to Marion County. The second team I want to introduce is the boys golf team, also from Vanguard High School. These boys had a 3.866 combined grade point average to take home the Class 5A state championship for boys golf. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 2A for golf. But this is a great thing. Every year, it's a pleasure to be able to come up here at the end of the year and talk about what these athletes do. And we also have to give some recognition to the coaches of all these student athletes, because not only do they work with them endlessly throughout the year, but they also stress athletics, and that is a result of what we're seeing here today with all these things that they're doing. So, please give all these student athletes and these coaches that represent these student athletes one more round of applause. That is what we have for recognitions from athletics. If you guys want to come down and take a picture.
We do. Thank
Perfect.
you.
I'm going to go off center. Everybody's looking right here. 1, 2, 3, couple more. One more. All right, moms and dads, now's your time. Great.
Okay, that was it for our recognitions as far as like the schools go, but I do want to bring your attention to, Dr. Brewer put a report card in front of you guys, and that's something that we kind of put together. We try to put this together every year, and I was just going to hit some highlights just to kind of, so you can understand like what you're looking at. On the left-hand side, as you're looking at the page, that is the combined GPAs for all of our teams in the district. So it's not one particular school. So you can see we had a lot of teams that ended up with above a 3.0 grade point average. And over on the right side, it'll kind of tell you how many teams out of how many scored above a 3.0. Just give some percentages for fall, winter, and spring. And then at the bottom, I list for each season the highest boys and the highest girls GPA and what school they're from. And then at the very bottom of that column, you'll see the girls' sports overall GPA. That's all girls' sports for the entire district. And then same for the boys. So, I mean, these kids do a great job, not only in what they do on the athletic fields, but in the classroom, and it's showing, and it's greatly appreciated. So you guys have a great night.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tucker. We appreciate you. It's very exciting. 3.97, 3.84, lots of great averages here. That's exciting. All right, Dr. Brewer, I believe we have some more special recognitions.
Yes, I'd like to call our Executive Director, Ms. Marion, to the podium. She has some special recognitions for our own employees.
And I'm being joined by Mr. Christian. So good evening, and thank you, Dr. Brewer, Chair Conrad, and board members. It is indeed my pleasure to be before you today to recognize an outstanding group of educators and support staff who have reached important milestones in their careers. They have devoted many years of service to our school district, and through their commitment, they have helped shape our mission, helping every student succeed. In education, years of service are not just counted in time, they are measured in lessons taught, lives touched, and futures shaped. Today, we take a moment to celebrate their unwavering commitment to excellence in education. Tonight, we are celebrating the employees who have been with us for 30-plus years. They are pillars of our educational community whose legacy spans generations. We want to let them know that their work has stood the test of time and continues to inspire those around them. Out of 78 employees, 20 of them have joined us tonight. The employees tonight we're celebrating, they've reached important milestones this year. They'll be completing their 30, 35, and 40 or more years of service here with MCPS. So we ask, when we call your name, to please come up to receive your certificate from Mr. Christian and stand in the front of the stage. So first, we have Keith Ballman, who's a teacher at Vanguard High School, and he is completing his 30th year with MCPS. Tony Kaysen, Forest High School, also 30 years. Christina DeMarbrin, Sunrise Elementary, 30 years. Keisha Howell from North Marion High School, celebrating 30 years. Miss Melissa Kynard, our area superintendent, celebrating 30 years. Valerie Landreth from South Ocala Elementary, celebrating 30 years. Heather LaPera from Saddlewood Elementary, celebrating 30 years. Alfreda Garrison Ray from North Marion High School, celebrating 30 years. Victoria Thomas from Bellevue Elementary, 30 years. Angela Renee Timmerman from Ward Highlands Elementary School, celebrating 30 years. Miss Katrina Welcome from Transportation, celebrating 30 years. Ronald Woodard from East Marion, celebrating 30 years. And we have two who they're celebrating their 35th year this year, Matthew Lane from Psychological Services and Brian Limley from Technical Services. Celebrating 40 years this year, Priscilla Deshawn from Forest High School, Brenda Matchett from Fort McCoy School, Judith McCamley from Marion Virtual, Charlotte Swinehart from Harborview. Celebrating 41 years, Kimberly Rowland, and celebrating 42 years, Debbie Model. And although she was not able to attend this afternoon, we wanted to recognize our most tenured employee with MCPS, Ms. Lana Phillips, who's currently serving as the confidential secretary at Ward Highlands Elementary. She celebrates 53 years of service. In addition to those here today, we're also sending certificates to our incredible staff who've reached the 25-year milestone with our district this year. And while they're not here with us in person, we want to let them know that we appreciate their dedication and the impact that they've had over this past quarter century. To all of our honorees, thank you for believing in students, for working tirelessly behind the scenes, and for showing up every day with purpose and heart. So on behalf of the board and the entire district, we commend you for your years of dedicated service to public education. You represent the very best of each of us. So let's join again in a very well-deserved round of applause to all of our honorees.
Like an award ceremony for, like we do for our kids, but for our staff. And I just want to say, I really can't say it better than Miss Morant, but we are so grateful and thankful. There's so many familiar faces in front of me. And as you know, it's a trying time in education right now. And so, again, I just want to say thank you for the work that you do, touching each one of our students. You know, the number, you think, how many, over 30 years, how many lives have you impacted over that time? How many of you are still coming back next year? You're still working?
Yay.
Right. We are so grateful for you, and I do want to give an opportunity to our other board members and staff to share their thanks with you. Dr. Campbell.
I guess I'm going to do this standing up. This is a little awkward, but what's already been said is exactly what I want to say as well. When we think of the times that education we're going through right now, if you've been in education for 30, 35, or 40 years, there's nothing new under the sun. And though things feel daunting right now, I'm certain you guys know what it looks like to overcome and to be a part of transition and change. And so that's the leadership that I'm grateful that each one of you is able to bring to your individual locations and your individual departments and schools and wherever you might be. There are going to be people right now that are concerned that have only been in education a couple of years. You guys can be that voice of logic and consistency and just that kind voice and heart to say, it's going to be okay. As long as we continue to help every student succeed, we're going to be doing the right thing. So thank you so much for all that you've given to us already and all you're going to continue to give. Please don't stop.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Reverend Cummings.
That's a lot of years down here with all this. So I do want to say thank you to the commitment that you've given to the citizens, the students, the staff, the schools in Marion County. I'm looking at some of you all. I'm going to sing him in mouth. He know I'm going to say something. But Tony Kaysen was our quarterback in high school and is a good friend. So for him to be down here for 30 years, that means retirement is close for me and him. So, but truly, you guys put in the work every day. You're doing the hard work. You're in the trenches with the students, with the staff, and you're making some tough decisions. And you've weathered the storm time and time again. And so we have to tell you thank you. We can't can't get away from that because your commitment is showing off right now. And I pray that all of y'all coming back, because y'all look too young to go home and sit on the couch right now. So thank you again.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend Cummings. Dr. Brewer, do you have a few words?
Thank you. They said it really well. We just so appreciate you. I see so many familiar faces. I remember getting on the bus with Ms. Welcome when I was a first-year dean. So thank you all for your leadership and your time spent with all of our students. Thank you.
And if you all would hold steady for just a minute and give us the privilege of coming down and grabbing a quick picture with you, we would appreciate it.
Good. I thought this was the oldie goldie club up here. We saw a lot of us that know each other forever.
Oh, this is a sad. I'll leave.
That's so good. Well, Board, that's hard to follow. All those celebrations are so wonderful. A great way to kick off our summer. But we're going to continue on with some more good news. We have some donations. So we have $15,000 valuation of a 2025 EasyGo L6 golf cart to Marion Technical College from Richard Hawthorne, Carts Unlimited, to be utilized for training at MTC's Florida Fire College. Thank you for that donation. $80,000 valuation of a 2020 Wabash, hope I'm saying that right, Wabash dry van, a 2019 utility dry van, and a 2018 Great Dane truck to Marion Technical College from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. Offices of Agricultural Law Enforcement to be utilized in the commercial driving program at MTC. Thank you for that great donation. $25,000 valuation of a 1972 Super Viking 17-30A aircraft to Marion Technical College from Saeed Zaki to be utilized for hands-on training to support student learning and skill development for MTC's aviation program. And that was an exciting pickup, disassemble, and delivery. So we're excited about that donation as well. $2,501.35 to Dr. N.H. Jones Elementary School from the Dr. N.H. Jones PTO to be utilized for science-related student and teacher needs. Thank you for that great donation. Okay, Dr. Brewer, I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you. I recommend the approval of the agenda for the June 10th to 2025 school board meeting with the materials in the board packet. Those materials distributed to board members at the meeting and the audio recording included as part of the official record of the meeting, with the exception of items D 22.1, D 22.2, D 22.3, D 22.4, D 22.5, D 22.6, D 22.7, D 22.8, D 22.9, D 22.10, D 22.11, D 22.12, D 22.13, D 22.14, and D 22.15 that have been placed under discussion regular agenda items, and item C 18.4 that has been completely withdrawn from the agenda.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings, and a second by Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the April 22nd, 2025 school board meeting? May I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Reverend Cummings. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the April 29th, 2025 special school board meeting? May I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Thank you, Dr. Campbell.
Second.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Everybody's going to have to pay attention this evening because I need both of your motions. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the May 8th, 2025 special school board meeting?
So moved.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the May 8th, 2025 administrative briefing and work session?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Thank you. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Ms. Martinez-Young, please provide the proof of publication for tonight's school board meeting.
The notice for the June 10th, 2025 school board meeting ran in the Ocala Gazette on May 30th, 2025. The proof of publication has been attached in board docs under proof of publication.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Good evening, Attorney Powers. Please explain the rules governing persons who wish to address the school board this evening.
Thank you. In compliance with Section 286.0114 of Florida statutes, the school board has adopted uniform procedures for public speakers who wish to speak at this evening's meeting, either regarding one of today's agenda items or a matter relating to the operations of the school district. These procedures will ensure the public has a reasonable opportunity to be heard on school board and school district matters. A written summary of these procedures are available from the table in the lobby. Public speaker forms are also located on the same table. The completed forms were due to the school board's clerk no later than 5:40 p.m. Madam Clerk, have we received any forms?
No, Attorney Powers.
Okay. In that case, we will move straight on to the rest of our meeting. Thank you for your attention to the board's requirements. Madam Chair, that concludes my explanatory remarks.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we are going to move on to a public hearing. May I have a motion to adopt the 2025-2026 Student Progression Plan?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Dr. Brewer.
The 2025-2026 Student Progression Plan will reflect the changes in legislation in order to be in compliance with Section 1008.25 Florida Statutes and Board Policy 5410 to clarify language concerning student progression in Marion County.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. I declare a public hearing. Is there anyone present who wishes to address the 2025-2026 Student Progression Plan? Okay. Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Marion Technical College has submitted an application for the Adult General Education Grant administered by the Florida Department of Education. The purpose of this grant is to support the advancement of adult basic education, general education development, and English for speakers of other languages programs. Funding from this grant will facilitate instruction in English in the English language acquisition, enable students to earn a state of Florida high school diploma, and assist them in identifying and pursuing viable career pathways. Additionally, the grant will support the acquisition of academic curriculum materials and essential classroom supplies. Item 10.1, Adult General Education Grant Application 2025-2026. Item 10.2, Marion Technical College has applied for the Adult Education and Family Literacy Act, Integrated English Literacy and Civics Education Grant, administered by the Florida Department of Education. This grant aims to support English for speakers of other languages. This grant aims to support English for speakers of other languages, students by providing instruction in English language acquisition, facilitating the attainment of a state of Florida high school diploma, and guiding students toward meaningful career pathways. Additionally, the funding will be used to acquire curriculum materials and academic supplies essential for effective instruction and student success. Item 10.3, Marion Technical College has submitted an application for the Strengthening Career and Technical Education of the 21st Century Act Post-Secondary Grant, administered by the Florida Department of Education. The grant is intended to enhance MTC's existing post-secondary career and technical education programs and support the launch of the new diesel system program. Funding will be used to hire an instructor for program startup and advertising. Additionally, this grant supports initiatives in collaboration with the College of Central Florida's Mid-Florida Career Pathway Consortium. This concludes the informational items for today's meeting. May I have a motion to approve consent agenda items C 12.1 through C 19.2, with the exceptions of items D 22.1, D 22.2, D 22.3, D 22.4, D 22.5, D 22.6, D 22.7, D 22.8, D 22.9, D 22.10, D 22.11, D 22.12, D 22.13, D 22.14, and D 22.15 that have been placed under discussion regular agenda items, and item C 18.4 that has been completely withdrawn from the agenda. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Before addressing expulsion matters, I wish to acknowledge that board members have received the alternative placement list for students through May 16th, 2025. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who have submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 25-275E, JD 25-302, JD 25-304, JD 25-305 for the remainder of the 2024-2025 school year and the entire 2025-2026 school year. May I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD 25-273, JD 25-292, JD 25-294, JD 25-295, JD 25-298E, JD 25-308, with off-campus virtual learning for the remainder of the 2024-2025 and the entire 2025-2026 school year.
So move.
Thank you, Reverend.
Second.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Moving on to regular discussion, regular agenda items. May I have a motion to request the Third Amendment to Agreement for Purchase and Sale of Real Estate Central Warehouse? May I have a motion?
So move.
Thank you, Reverend
Second.
Cummings. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Attorney Powers, do you have information on this item that you'd like to share with us?
I do not.
Okay, no further information. Board, any further discussion?
Is there any discussion that we want to have on it? It is,
I mean, we,
just because there are two options presented in the methodology, I just want to make sure that we understand which one we're actually voting on.
Can we hold on? I don't have the item pulled up, so give me just a second.
There we go. I have Mr. McGraw here who will address this item.
Good evening. We're glad to see you back.
I can do it.
Good evening. Sorry about that. So from the standpoint, we do have two potential amendments on the table at this point. One is to provide owner financing at an increased price, and the other is to keep it an all-cash deal, no contingencies, and to immediately close pursuant to the contract at the reduced price of $2 million.
Okay, will you restate those one more time?
Yeah, certainly. So we have two amendments that are being proposed by the purchaser. The first amendment is to have the school board provide seller financing for a portion of the purchase price. And the second amendment is to have a reduction and make it an all-cash price and close in accordance with the original contract, just with the price reduction. And that total reduction would go down to, it would be a $2 million price, purchase price.
Thank you, Mr. McGraw. Board,
Yes, ma'am.
any questions that you'd like to ask?
And Board, I will add that Mr. McGraw and I have discussed this, and I essentially the only option that I would realistically place forward before the board is that the board accept if the board chooses, that the board accept the reduced price offer or potentially make a counter offer. But obviously there are potential timing difficulties with that option. As to the option of owner financing at a slightly higher total amount, it will require us to be the mortgagor. That is difficult. It is something that would not give us funds, liquidated funds all at once. It's something that we would essentially have to structure and receive payments. It requires some working with finance in order to make that happen, and I don't see that as a viable option. So the option that I believe that is there for the board is solely the option to accept the price at $2 million, slightly more than what we asked that it be listed for, or to reject the offer, relist, and reconsider. So that's really what's on the table there. I don't have any information beyond that other than what we've previously discussed.
Thank you, Attorney Powers. Dr. Campbell?
I don't know that I have big questions. It is at a disadvantage only having three people here, so if for some reason we don't agree on this, then I don't really know what happens at that point. It is a disadvantage for sure for the two board members who are not here, because I know that they are two of the most passionate about this specific project. So the advantages to going ahead and selling at the $2 million price is we know we've been in this process for a while, and we appreciate your assistance with us, as well as having the team working on having it listed and showing it to folks. And We chose this offer because it was the highest and best. Even at 2 million, I believe it is still higher than any of the other bids we had received. I'm using the word bid, but that's not really what it was. You know what I'm saying. So it's an interesting time in real estate in downtown Ocala as well. So I think that we need to be very cognizant of that with what the other piece of property that we currently own in downtown Ocala. I don't know that I can vote against this because I know that it's a piece of property that's currently sitting vacant and has been for some time, and $2 million to our good is better than a vacant piece of property that is an asset just waiting to continue to depreciate. So I believe I'll be voting in favor.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Reverend Cummings?
Madam Chair, we listed this property, we've gotten the bids, or however you want to call it, whatever it was, the offer, we got an offer. They asked for a reduction, but the offer is still higher. I don't believe that we're in the banking business, so option 2 would be for me, and I'm ready to vote.
Okay. Thank you, Reverend Cummings. All right, so board, I'm hearing we're in favor of the reduced price of $2 million. Okay?
Yes.
All right. Hearing none. All those in favor?
Are we saying which option? 'Cause they're
Well,
options.
I can say option 1. Is that what the wording I should use, Attorney
Actually-
Powers?
Option 2 is the one we're
Option two.
Is
choosing.
that the reduced buyer of 2 million reduced buyer? Okay. Thank you. All right.
To be clear, we'll say it's the acceptance at reduced price option and not the owner financing option.
Thank you.
Or at the $2 million price, because that's the differentiator for sure.
Right.
Okay.
That we're selling this thing for $2 million.
That's right.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. You just witnessed some magic there, Mr. McGraw.
There we go.
So thank you very much. I know, Mr. McGraw, you and your team have been here. Mr. Weejan's been here several times helping us get to this point, so thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. And in terms of the logistics of signing the actual addendum, do we want to have you come by the office and sign, or do we want to sign today and we can wait around for the end of the meeting?
I can come by and sign.
Tomorrow's fine
Tomorrow
for you?
morning I can come.
That's great.
Right.
Anytime you want to
Got a
come by.
pretty good system worked out.
We do. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Board.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McGraw.
Thank you, Chair Powers.
Chair.
Yes.
While we're still kind of on that item, I nothing for you guys. This is for us. Now that we're adding $2 million to our capital projects fund, once the check is cashed, I believe we should have conversations specifically about that. Personally, I believe that $2 million should be earmarked for a new data center so that we can continue to move forward with that project. And this would get us even closer to that. So then a new data center also helps us vacate another piece of property that is currently, at least a portion of it, just depreciating with no value for us. So that's what I would recommend, but I think we might need to add that as a work session topic because this is something unique. The board doesn't typically sell assets, and when we do, I think we need to have the ability to earmark it.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Okay, Dr. Brewer.
Do you want to explain the order change? I can. I can do it. I'm going to call some of the discussion items out of order, so Mr. McFadden can return to another assignment this evening. So, Madam Chair, we have grouped the 3 next items that include the school resource officer agreements with the Bellevue Police Department, Marion County Sheriff's Office, and the Ocala Police Department. Mr. McFadden is here to answer any questions, and then I'll ask him to remain at the podium for the next 2 items.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Brewer.
Can you list the numbers of the items so that it's clear?
Yes, sir. 22.11, 22.12, and 22.13 are the school resource officer agreements.
All right. Well, good evening, Chair Conrad, Dr. Campbell, Reverend Cummings, Interim Superintendent Dr. Brewer, Attorney Powers, and Ms. Elena Martinez-Young. We are here to talk about the SRO contract. We got 3 of them. First one being the City of Bellevue. This new agreement with the Bellevue Police Department seeks to continue providing a school resource officer for Bellevue Elementary School. The presence of an SRO is critical in maintaining the safety and well-being of our students, staff, and campus community. The current agreement with Bellevue Police Department, which began on July 1st, 2022, and will terminate on June 30th, 2025, totaled $205,383.70. The proposed new contract will begin July 1st, 2025, and run through June 30th, 2028, for a total of $227,562. Costs associated with this agreement will be paid for through general and referendum funding. There will be 1 SRO from the Bellevue Police Department for the entirety of this contract. Approving this agreement ensures our continued compliance with the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, which requires that each public school have a safe schools officer on campus. The next one will be the City of Ocala. This new agreement with the request approval with the Ocala Police Department to provide school resource officers at schools in the city limits of Ocala to include the new Winding Oaks Elementary. Additionally, 2 SROs will be assigned to both Marion Technical Institute and Vanguard High School, and 3 SROs will serve at Westport High School. The current agreement with Ocala Police Department, which began on July 1st, 2022, will end on June 30th, 2025. Totals $4,803,902. The proposed new agreement will begin on July 1st, 2025, and continue through June 30th, 2028. A total of $5,946,781, which is roughly $1.1 million increase. The costs associated with this agreement will be paid for through general and referendum funding. The contract will provide a total of 21 SROs from the Ocala Police Department to the school district. This agreement ensures we continue to meet the safety and security needs of our schools and comply with the requirements of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, which mandates a safe schools officer in every public school. Moving to the Marion County Sheriff's Office, this new agreement is to request approval with the Marion County Sheriff's Office to continue providing school resource officers at our schools. Under this agreement, 1 SRO will be assigned to each school, but a select few middle schools will have 2 SROs and all high schools will have 2. The current agreement, which began on July 1st, 2022, and will terminate on June 30th, 2025, total $7,755,000. The proposed new contract will extend from July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028, with the total amount to be $10,200,000. This contract will increase by $2.4 million. It should be noted that several SROs were added to this agreement to address the call for service increases at Bellevue Middle School and the addition of roamers to cover when school SROs are absent. For example, Bellevue Middle School operated 1 SRO for the 24-25 school year, but had the most calls for service than any middle school in the district. This included calls pertaining to student, parent consultations, school threat cases, Baker Acts, etc. Costs associated with this agreement will be paid for through general and referendum funding. This agreement will provide a total of 44 SROs and roamers for the 25-26 school year, and 46 SROs and roamers for the 26 through 28 school year. This agreement ensures we continue to meet the safety and security needs of our schools and comply with the requirements of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Public Safety Act, which mandates a safe schools officer in each public schools. To summarize, the 3 contracts will provide a total of 65 SROs for the 25-26 school year and 67 total SROs for the 26-28 school year. For the 3 years, this will be a cost of more than roughly $16 million.
Thank you, Mr. McFadden. We appreciate you. Board, any questions or concerns you'd like to share?
Just a comment, really. Obviously, This is something that we never used to have to do, and we understand the need and the value of having law enforcement officers in our schools for lots of reasons. And if you look through the contract itself, the SRO certainly is there for law enforcement purposes, but they're also there to join in parent-teacher conferences when the principal asks for them to, and to assist the principal in developing plans and strategies that would prevent situations. And so there's a lot more to these folks being on our campuses than just them being a uniformed officer. And understanding the differences in each of the law enforcement salary ranges, I should say. The Bellevue Police Department has the lowest of the three, even as they have a graduated amount, and the Sheriff's Office continues to have a flat rate of $75,000 per SRO, which we're grateful for. I understand Ocala Police Department and the need to have city police officers in city schools. The cost is, I said this 3 years ago whenever we talked about it, the cost of what we have to pay for those city officers continues to be far exceeding what it is in the county. And I think we're going to do this again. I understand the value, again, of having city officers in, but at $20,000 more per officer, the cost is going to start outweighing the benefit. And so I will vote in favor of these three agreements again, but just for the transparency for the community, understanding as we're talking about tightening the belt in so many different ways, this is one, unfortunately, that we're unable to tighten. It is what it is, and we have to accept what we have. And so that's all I have to say, Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Mr. McFadden, I don't have any questions, but I just have a couple of statements I want to share too. And speaking about OPD, I wanted to share that I know Chief Balkin was concerned this year about the difference, in the salaries between the Sheriff's Department and OPD. And he's working with City Council. And so that's where that negotiation is happening for them. And so I just wanted to say that publicly, because I think there is great value in having OPD in their city schools. That's what they're familiar with. And so I just wanted to share that. And the other thing, I just wanted to say thank you to the public. If you've been listening, and we have a lot of budget cuts, but we are still able to keep an SRO at every school. You heard at our middle and high schools, we have more than one, and that is from referendum dollars. And so I just want to say thank you to the community for continuing to support the referendum. This is one space, a large space, where I am extremely grateful that we are able to keep law enforcement officers at each and every school. So just wanted to say thank you to the public for that. Right. Anything else? Okay, Attorney Powers, I have a clarifying question. Dr. Brewer asked we vote on these together. I still need to vote separately.
Individually.
Okay, I was just double checking. Thank you. All right, so we're going to go through these three. First, may I have a motion to approve the school resource officer agreement with the Bellevue Police Department?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the school resource officer agreement with the Ocala Police Department?
Second.
All right, any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the school resource officer agreement for the Marion County Sheriff's Office?
Second.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Okay, Mr. McFadden, you're staying with us. We're moving on to item D2214. May I have a motion to approve the Board of County Commissioners School Surveillance Camera System Access Agreement?
Second.
Thank you. Dr. Brewer, you have some information you'd like to share with us regarding this item?
Just have Mr. McFadden available again for questions.
Okay.
This is a request the approval of the school board to grant authorized personnel from the Marion County Sheriff's Office and the Marion County Board of County Commissioners access to real-time and time-lapse video surveillance from all school board cameras located on public school campuses and facilities. This access would be limited to clearly identified and authorized individuals and used solely during emergency situations that require an immediate response from law enforcement or fire safety personnel. For example, in November of 2023, a student called 911 to report that an active shooter was on campus. This call resulted in 911 supervisor being able to pull up the camera system in that school and visually see that there was no active threat on the campus. Without having full access to the camera system, this unfounded threat would have required the initiating of the Centegix or Raptor Panic Alert hardware in order for the dispatch center to view the cameras. By allowing first responders to view live or recorded footages allows them to better assess unfolding situations and respond safely, efficiently, and effectively to protect students, staff, and visitors. This action will also formally define which personnel are authorized to access surveillance feeds and under what specific conditions, reinforcing both transparency and security protocols. The Safe Schools Department will conduct random and regular audits to ensure compliance with this agreement. The result will be an enhanced emergency response framework that prioritizes the safety of everyone on school board properties.
Thank you, Mr. McFadden. Board, do you have any?
I will note for the board that this item is an agreement between the parties are the School Board of Marion County, the County Board of County Commissioners, and also William Billy Woods, the sheriff. So there are three parties that are all together at the board's request.
Thank you, Attorney.
And as we move forward, we will come back with a similar MOU for the Ocala Police Department, the city of Ocala.
And Bellevue?
Bellevue doesn't have their own communication center, so they're dispatched through the county.
Okay. Any
Ready to vote?
questions?
I don't have a question. It's just a general comment. I know we've discussed this before. I understand that there will be audit procedures in place and to regularly, I know that will be on your department to determine who that is and when that happens and the randomness of that. I guess the only thing that does concern me, which is something we haven't discussed, certainly if we do find negligence or something inappropriate, we don't have much action on that employee because they don't work for us, so we have no idea what kind of discipline action would happen on that side. And that's the only thing that concerns me. If I can tell you if this was in reverse and we had someone in the school district that was misappropriating use of something that belonged to the county or the sheriff, then we would have very significant disciplinary action that at least this board member would recommend. So that's my only concern, and there's no way really to put that into practice. Just be on notice, please, that we want anybody who might be misusing this, that we might be putting into place here in just a moment, that they would be subject to discipline as high as possible, because our students' safety and our students' educational records are private. And so as soon as we give authority to anyone else to have access to them, there's just an opportunity for impropriety. And my hope is that we won't ever have an issue.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Anything further? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the MOU for Wi-Fi access for the Marion County Board of County Commissioners?
So move.
Second.
Dr. Brewer, you have some information regarding this item.
Yep, Mr. McFadden is here again. He's going to provide a little bit more information about the MOU for the Wi-Fi access for the Marion County Board of County Commissioners.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. The School Board of Marion County currently permits first responders from all county and city municipalities to access school Wi-Fi networks. This proposed memorandum of understanding would expand that support by providing an encrypted emergency radio communications password issued by the county, which would be accessible only to authorized first responders. The system is designed to differentiate from other nearby networks and will allow first responder radios to automatically connect to the strongest available signal, allowing for more efficient and reliable radio communications between first responders and their respective communication centers. While there is no prior board action on this item and no anticipated expenses at this time, any potential costs will be covered through general or referendum funds. The approval of this MOU will ensure that emergency personnel arriving on any of our campuses will have a secure, immediate access to vital communication infrastructure, enhancing response times and coordination during critical incidents.
Thank you, Mr. McFadden. Any questions for him on this item? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Mr. McFadden, I just want to thank you for coming back from your conference to be with us this evening and cover these items, and I know you have to travel back there, but I just want to say thank you and safe travels.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
Mr. McFadden, I also want to compliment you because you and I have worked back and forth a number of times on several of these agreements, and you're always very professional and always quick to pick up the phone. I don't even know how you are able to be so available. So it's anytime I need to get a hold of you, I think you have that. I think you have your cell phone wired directly into your brain. So good job, and thank you very much for always being there.
Okay. Moving on to our next item, may I have a motion to approve the expenditure increase for Suwannee County School District bid 20-209 for type IIB panelized modular buildings?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Dr. Brewer, you have some information on this item?
Yes, thank you. Ms. Usher is going to share a little bit of information on this item and explain the request for the Technical Services and Support Services Department.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Good evening, Chair Conrad, board members. This is Thank you. This expenditure is $1 million increase for portables. The vendor is Mobile Modular. When it was first approved, it was $3.3 million. Adding this million will be $4.3. We have spent like $2-point-something million, so that will leave us with $1.6 million for portables and the accessory and all the different needs. So it's just a basic $1 million increase to the contract that was approved for $3.3 million.
Thank you, Ms. Usher. Board, do you have any questions for Ms. Usher?
Not really a question, just looking forward to the day when we don't actually need them.
Yes.
So,
I think we can all agree on that. We can all agree on that. All right, seeing no concerns, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Usher. May I have a motion to approve the independent contract agreement with Citrus Hearing Impaired Program Services Incorporated?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Dr. Brewer, you have some information regarding this item?
Yes, thank you. We have eight contractor items that we have grouped together only for Ms. Williams-Jones to come to the podium and answer questions for. I realize you need to vote on each one individually, but she is coming to the podium and will be available for questions.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. She's making her way down.
They always like to sit in the back.
That's so they're off camera. They sit back there so they're not on camera. Good evening.
Evening.
If you have any questions, she's available for questions.
I didn't know if she was going to give us a summary.
She's not giving a presentation of all 8.
Okay.
Unless you want to, Ms. Williams-Jones.
So to just kind of give you a brief synopsis of the services that we provide for students. When we look at the therapy services for our students with disabilities, we have 2,155 students that receive speech services, 3,270 students that receive language services, 1,266 students that receive occupational therapy services, 409 students that receive physical therapy services, 90 students that receive deaf, hard of hearing services, and 52 students that receive vision impaired services. So when we look at the breadth of the services that we provide for the students. We have a variety of providers that we work with that are some internal, most of them, however, in the community that partner with Marion County Schools to provide the therapy needs that are identified on the individual education plans for these students.
Thank you very much. Any other questions, concerns?
No questions other than just saying thank you for grouping them to the best of your ability, because it helps us to get them all together as much as possible. But understandably, they trickle in also throughout the year based on when the contracts are up. But thank you.
Thank you, because this provides services to some of our most vulnerable students and sometimes overlooked. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Without any further discussion, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with Community Rehab Associates Incorporated?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with Hands Up Holding LLC, Hands Up Communications?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with Princeton Staffing Solutions LLC?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with Special Communications LLC?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with speech language pathologists and speech language pathologist assistants?
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with Devar Life Therapy?
Motion to approve.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. May I have a motion to approve the independent contractor agreement with physical therapists?
So move.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. Okay, moving on to board committee reports and concerns. There's a special school board meeting scheduled for June 16th, 2025 at 10 a.m. There's another school board meeting scheduled for June 19th, 2025 at 7 a.m. The next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for June 19th, 2025 at 9 a.m. The next school board meeting scheduled for June 24th, 2025 school board meeting will be at 5:30 p.m. And with that, we'll go into board concerns. Ms. Martinez-Young, do you have anything for us this evening?
No, Madam Chair, thank you.
Thank you. Attorney Powers?
Yes, first of all, due to publication, the 19th meeting, the board's request was to host that at 8 o'clock. To move that, we were not able to advertise for that time frame, so it will still begin at 9 o'clock for that work session. So after our 7 o'clock, we'll adjourn and then adjourn the 7 o'clock board meeting and then come directly into the work session on the 19th.
Okay.
At that work session also, the board had asked to have discussion in that work session regarding the affordable workforce housing. And that has not yet been assigned a business owner on the agenda. As I understand, there's been a request that I post an item on the agenda. I just need to find out, is the 12th our time for that to be published, Madam Clerk? Or for the publication of the agenda for the 19th? I assume it'd be the 12th because it's backing up 7 days. I'm getting ready to go to a conference, so I just need to know when you need me to have me give you my item to place on that agenda.
9 a.m.
Okay, so if I do it by like noon on the 12th, you'll be able to do that? All right, I'll take care of that. So that, now that brings me to this. That'll then make this, instead of being an item that is brought forward by operations, as most items are, that'll be a board item. Now, because I'm your attorney and I'm going to be reviewing all of the stuff, I can't advocate for it. What I'll have to do is just sort of open up the floor and allow you to have questions. And what I can do with the board's approval, I can create some sample questions to initiate discussion in various areas, and I'll provide those to you. But of course, you shouldn't limit yourself to those. You can ask whatever questions you want. Now, I do understand that some of the items that they may wish to present may constitute things that they, for business purposes, want to keep close to the vest as trade secret or something like that. In which case, that's fine, because then they can choose what they want to disclose and what they do not want to disclose about their business model. But that'll allow you to sort of feel out those things. We have been provided with a potential lease agreement language. We're looking at that and trying to process that. That's not something you'll be provided for a vote or anything, because it's just a work session. But that will be useful in helping to generate some of the questions that we might have as to what direction the board wants to go and how they want to structure this for the future. If the board then does decide to enter into some sort of agreement, then that will begin the process after the work session of initiating the contract. And I can move with due diligence and speed to get that to happen if that's the board's wish. So I think that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you
very much.
Yeah, thank you. All right, Dr. Brewer.
Yes, I have three topics I'd like to share. Today was the 4th day of summer school, and I want to provide some enrollment numbers. Our elementary students, we had 644 students in attendance, and we had 729 secondary students. So we've had a good turnout so far this summer. I also met with Preston Boland, the Director of Emergency Management, today, and he was able to share that the transfer switch at Central Christian Church is operational. So I'm happy to report that.
Sorry, that's
and
great.
for the public to know that that means that will be our post-special needs shelter, which helps us to open our schools much faster after a hurricane. So that was great news, and I couldn't wait to share that with you all tonight. And finally, I want to share a brief update following last Thursday's school board work session. The board reached consensus on a revised central office staffing plan, which includes 55 fewer district-level positions. The board also provided consensus on the recommendations that we made to reduce our current budget deficit, which were to use $7.5 million from our committed fund balance, eliminate the 7-period day at 3 middle schools, adjust the ESOL and special needs paraprofessional ratios, and increase class size ratios by 2 students across all grade levels. These changes will result in savings of nearly $27.5 million. We understand the stress that this creates. These decisions were not made lightly. They are the result of significant budget challenges that many districts across Florida are facing. Until we receive final funding information from Tallahassee, we must move forward with what we know. Given the reductions, we are not hiring additional teachers at this time. We have also canceled our summer hiring events. I have communicated this information to all of Marion County Public Schools personnel, and an email from Human Resources was sent out today to the MEA and MESP bargaining units providing additional information. That concludes my comments.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brewer. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. So it's been interesting only having 3 of us. I don't know if I've ever had a board meeting like this. So other than when we accept the budget, those summer ones,
It's exciting being the chair too, because it's like a ping pong.
It's been interesting, but here we are, and we're working hard and we're getting it done. So a couple of things. Wanted to say congratulations to Marion After School Programs. During the consent agenda, we approved a perfect audit for them. They have perfect audits 3 years running. So congratulations specifically to Ms. Workman for tremendous work with Marion After School Programs. Even with a change in leadership, she continues to plug along and do a great job there. Also received information that all indications at this time between the House and the Senate will be a creation of a new categorical called Academic Acceleration Options Supplement, and they will be fully funding the ACE, IB, AP, CTE supplements for districts in that new categorical. Certainly, we're waiting on the governor and we're waiting on all the rest of everything to be finalized, but all indications are that is going to happen. We've talked a bit about funding, and Dr. Brewer just alluded to it as well. Making the public aware, the special school board meeting on Monday, June 16th, was scheduled, and I am not going to be present for that meeting. I believe the board knows that, but it was kind of scheduled quickly and was not something I had on my schedule. So because I'm not going to be present for that actual meeting, there are several items for discussion that I'm going to at least express my thoughts on just for a moment. While we continue to adjust the central office staffing plan, and the meeting is coming on Monday to actually approve it, we have told our employees that we are having a hiring freeze, so much so that we are obviously canceling the hiring fairs that we were having this summer, specifically for teachers and so forth. But staff members are seeing that was published, staff and community, and I've received some feedback from community members that are seeing those positions that are also still being added. I understand replacing positions as we're changing our staffing models and the way we're doing things differently, but the positions that are being added to Safe Schools and Howard Academy and the contract manager and more, those are new positions that are being added into the plan. And so I do recommend before that board vote on Monday that the board take very serious discussion. If we're having a hiring freeze, we're having a hiring freeze. And I understand that, again, whenever we're changing an entire model, that's one thing. But whenever we're just adding to an existing department, we need to really consider what that looks like for everybody else. Because there are questions that are already starting in the community. And as I won't be able to vote on it, I'm just encouraging my fellow board members to take a hard look at that. I also know that it's been expressed multiple times, including just a few moments ago, that we did reach consensus on using that $7 million out of the special fund balance that we set aside. I'll let you know again publicly, while I was the board member that helped us reach consensus, I'm also the holdout. I would still be a holdout vote against that if that was set aside as an individual thing to vote on. I do not believe that we need to be using money that it will take a board policy change for us to be able to use that money. And so we don't have the timeline set in place for us to actually make that policy change in order for us to have a balanced budget in time using that money. So I hope we take that into consideration. I understand that we need to get the balanced budget. We need to make that happen. And the board did agree that that will be the first pocket of money that gets refunded if we do find money and so forth. But I still disagree with something that's going to take board policy to actually be able to use those dollars. And last thing I was going to mention is what Attorney Powers had just discussed a bit. I was going to recommend, if it hadn't already been assigned to someone else, that Attorney Powers actually take on the item about employee housing, because I know that the board knows about what that means. And there are a lot of folks in this community that have no idea what we're talking about, but we all do because we've been briefed individually on it. And so I do think that if Attorney Powers is the business owner and he can coordinate all the information, certainly understanding that he's not going to be advocating one way or the other, but at least presenting the information. So, and I believe we as a board decided that would be the first item on our work session on the 19th. Because I believe those folks are coming in from out of town, and that's traditionally what we do. Whenever we have special guests at a work session, we try and get them in and out. So I believe that we've reached that idea that Attorney Powers will be the business owner on that, and I'm looking forward to that conversation. I had the privilege and opportunity, as I do every month, the first Tuesday of the month, participating in the Governor's West meeting, and today was all about housing. And actually, one of the members of Governor's West asked, have you guys talked anything about affordable housing? Well, actually, we might have something coming down the pike, but I can't tell you anything about it yet. So looking forward to that discussion and seeing where the board lands. And I'm grateful that we are having this conversation sooner rather than later, because certainly if we as a board agree after June 19th that we do not want to move forward, then there's no reason to have a lease agreement. There's no reason to have any of that conversation. But if we do agree that this is the right thing for our employees and for our community and for Marion County Public Schools, then I do look forward to the innovative thought process that is going to be coming before us on June 19th. So I believe that wraps up all of my thoughts, Chair. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Campbell. Reverend Cummings?
Comments?
No comments. Okay, that leaves me. And I just have a few quick items. I did want to say, last week, the Public Ed Foundation put on a fundraising event, Chapters and Cheers. It was a phenomenal event. The stories that were shared, the impact that the foundation has on our students and our staff, it really fills my cup. It's inspiring. So I just wanted to give a shout out. What a great event that they put on. I also wanted to thank you, Dr. Brewer, for mentioning what we discussed last Thursday about budget cuts. There's a lot of discussion going on online and in the community. And so I'm glad that you reviewed what we talked about at the work session, because sometimes it gets lost as people begin chatting and adding their opinion, so things get misconstrued. So thank you for sharing that again. And I just want to say, no one takes it lightly. There's so many comments and that decisions are made without thinking about those that are impacted. And I just want to say, for this board member, and I'll honestly say, I think for every board member up here, we all are very conscious about these decisions and how they impact our schools and our staff and our students. So I just wanted to reiterate that these are tough conversations. Nothing about it is fun. It doesn't feel good. But they're decisions that have to be made while we're waiting on the state to make their decisions. And so I just wanted to share that even though we're having to make decisions, they're not easy. They don't bring any of us joy. It feels like public education takes 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. And I hate that. I hate that it works that way sometimes. So I just wanted to revisit that and let those that are affected know that we do care about you. Marion County Schools is more than just a place to work. It's a family. You visit a school campus, and people are very, very connected, and that's a wonderful thing. But when we lose someone, that's also very painful. Even if that's just switching schools, you're a team. So just want to say I appreciate you, and we will work together to get through this very challenging time. Dr. Brewer, I did have a couple of things. Do we have any update on the Winding Oaks traffic light?
Yes, that meeting took place today, and there will be an email shared with the board members probably as we speak or this evening.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. And then I had one other thing I wanted, as we were talking about budgets and cuts, one thing that I wanted to check on was our year-round school. And so what does that cost us from compared to a regular school year? And I wanted to look at those.
Okay.
Too. Maybe before we get to our discussion on Monday, do you think that will be available?
Yes, we can have that available to you all, and we can share it publicly on the 16th.
Okay, great, very great. Okay. All right. Okay, I think that is all I have too. Staff, I just want to say you've hung with us all evening. Grateful that you are here, help talk us through and answer questions for these agenda items. And if there, Dr. Brewer's got her, she's waving.
I have one more announcement. We have a graduation this Thursday. Our Marion Technical College students will graduate, and that's always exciting because we see students from different fields, but also we see our students that participated through the GED Academy finally complete their work. So it's an exciting graduation ceremony.
It is. All right. Thank you for.
We won't be able to be there.
Most of us.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of us will be gone.
Yeah, I'm leaving in town in time to get back, so I realize it'll be a close time.
All right, thank you for that, Dr. Brewer. There being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 3-0. The meeting is adjourned at 6:55, folks, 6:55.